Oh my gosh. Shekeb and Emily are here from I Love a Mama's Boy on TLC. We're going to be joined by Shekeb's mom, Layla, later on. You two, I'm obsessed with you guys in this show. How is it going?
It's crazy the amount of responses that I'm getting from women. They keep telling me to run away.
Oh my God.
Therapy, you need help. I mean, it's crazy. And, to my surprise, there's a lot of women that relate to my story. And they're like, wow, like, this is exactly what I've been through in my personal marriage and my personal relationship. So I'm like, what? Like, people relate to us? Like, it's crazy.
I know. Well, it's funny, even promoting that you two were going to be on the show, it's amazing how many just DMs I get from women who I'm with, a guy who's a mama's boy. But Shekeb, did that title bother you? Does that title bother you? Because, in a way, it's a little demeaning, right? Like, you are a grown man. I guess it's true. Emily's obviously like, look, it's true. But, do you mind that title?
I don't mind that title at all. I'm really proud to be a mama's boy in a way because I like to take care of my mom at the end of the day. I did live on my own at one point in my life, but, I decided to move back with my mom. Just want to be more closer to her. So the whole title of being a mama's boy doesn't really bother me at all. In fact, it just makes me more kind of proud. Like maybe more mama's boys will emerge from all this. And there's some DMs I've been getting like, hey man, I've been living with my mom too. I'm just scared to tell people about it. You're so brave to come out in the public. I'm like, hey.
Emily's like, what? Okay, yeah, you were telling me, Shekeb, before we all came on. So you're getting a lot of DMs. Are they mostly from men who can relate to your story, or is it negative, like people being like, Emily should leave you? Tell me what the variety of DMs are.
The variety, it's a lot of men. Here and there, there's a few women saying, oh my gosh, your mom needs mental help. Go see a psychiatrist. Nothing hateful. It's just a lot of people are concerned. There's a lot of people that are concerned. Like,
really?
Yeah. They're like, oh my gosh, like this is unhealthy. Like maybe you guys see a therapist. There's actually a therapist that actually DM'd me. Living in Texas. I'm like, oh my God, like chill.
But wait a minute, have you guys thought about therapy, like as a couple? I'm married, but my husband and I went to couples therapy. And obviously, you two seem like you have such a beautiful connection. You two really love each other. But obviously Layla does, interfere in the relationship. So have you two talked about doing couples counseling yourselves?
I don't know. I feel like before doing the show, I never thought our relationship was as extreme. But now that the way people are responding, I'm like, do we actually need therapy? Like, I don't think it ever.
I think we're fine.
I'm like, okay, like, I know it's bad, but I feel like we can just push through. But then people are really, like persuading us to get professional help. And I'm like, that means we really are at like, borderline psycho. So
I guess we're kind of like normal about it.
I thought this was like, just a normal thing that, you have relationship problems. But yeah, we've never really considered it. But I'm like, do we need to? Is this a thing now?
So
like, I don't have health insurance. That sounds expensive.
Right, very expensive. But that was one of my questions is, had you two, obviously before this show, you'd been together for going, 2+ years. Had you two ever separated over the issue of Layla prior to doing the show? Like, had you guys, or it sounds like maybe not, right? Because you never had really thought about it. But I wondered if you guys had had trouble in your relationship prior to even doing the show.
Yeah, I think our relationship has always been very up and down. And I think that's normal. And if you have any kind of disagreement or challenges, it's normal for couples to kind of want to take a break or maybe, take time apart and kind of just, you kind of need time to kind of think about the relationship. Is this worth it? And I think, yeah, that's just normal. And I wish I can say our relationship has been perfect, every single day. And I always want to be with him 24/7. And he's like, my one and only soulmate. But, that's not the reality. It's like sometimes you're just sick of him. And, I'm like, oh, sick of this shit.
Says the woman that texts me 24/7 as well.
Yeah, but
even as I'm here, she'll text me.
Yeah, sometimes you kind of get over this. So you're like, okay, like, please get away,
Oh, I hear you. I mean, no, it's the same way. Like I've been married to my husband for a year, but prior to that, we were together like 6 years and we broke up at times and got back together. It's tough navigating a relationship. Then when you bring family into it, that's a whole nother layer. Guys, we're only 2 episodes in, but what's been the toughest thing to watch? I mean, because Shekeb, I would imagine you've gotten the most interesting comments from when your mom was shaving your back, which by the way, I'm going to send her a Gillette thicker razor. She was using an old CVS one on you. I'm sending this to Layla.
Are you really?
Yes, I am. I'm getting the TLC route. I'm going to send her some thicker. I mean, because we were all watching that, and she was using the little cheap CVS ones. We're like, that's not going to do it for Shekeb's back.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were giving me a lot of shade for that. They were saying like, "Yo, that she's not doing anything at all. Like she's trying." And I mean, bless her soul, she actually did try to shave my back, but I got thick hair in my back hair.
Yes.
So, I mean,
you need like a lawnmower or something.
I need like laser treatment, but that whatever you had on right there, I forgot Gillette.
I'm sending you guys a pack from the Sarah Fraser Show.
Oh wow!
So was that the scene? What for you guys 2 episodes in has been the hardest to watch?
The hardest to watch first two episodes in. Good backtrack.
I feel like for me, it was definitely the Valentine's Day when he left me on, at dinner, because people are like, "Girl, did you end up paying the bill? Like, did you have to wash the dishes?"
That bill was expensive, though. Hey, I had to walk out anyway.
It was so embarrassing because I'm like, oh, this is something like happens in a movie, or like if you go on a really bad shitty Tinder date, and he leaves. Like not in a freaking long-term relationship. So that was the worst thing to watch.
Yeah.
To my personal.
What was yours?
I think it's the rock climbing. I mean, that one to me felt a little awkward just to read.
That was also my bad one.
Yeah.
I feel like I had more bad. I feel like I suffer the most.
Oh, Emily, I've wondered this too. What about your family? Obviously, we hear about Shekeb. We hear about his mom a lot. We hear about, you being set up with another woman and married prior, But Emily, what does your family say seeing you on this show?
They're very shocked because, my mom has such high expectations, just like any other Asian mother out there. Yeah. She wants me to be with like a rich Korean doctor. She wants me to constantly lose weight. She's like, "Emily, make sure you look so skinny on the show." She just has so many expectations out of me that, I always told her just the good parts about Shekeb. I always just hit, kind of just, the bad parts about him. I kind of just, hid it away. So I feel like she was so surprised and kind of just like, "Emily, what kind of a daughter did I raise?" I mean, my mom is just very much like, what the?
Really? She is? She's like totally, like the show has shocked her.
Yeah, it has completely shocked her. And I mean, I feel like, my dad is always very kind of chill and mellow. And he's always like very supportive of me because I'm a big daddy's girl. So I feel like, my dad isn't as, like crazy about it. He's just like, whatever makes you happy. I know, he's like, you'll make the right decision. But I mean, my mom is just, she's going crazy over it.
And wait, have all of your parents met? Because I was going to ask you this too. Shekeb, did we hear about your dad? Is your mom still married?
Yes, my mom is still married, and my dad is still around.
And is your dad going to appear later on in the show? Because
I don't really remember. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see for that part.
We can't reveal that. Okay, because I'm dying to see LAILA'S relationship because everyone was like, why isn't she going on a date on Valentine's Day with her husband? So I can't wait to meet your dad. But guys, have all of your parents met prior to the show?
No.
My
parents and Emily's parents never met. I mean, I've met Emily's parents and they're the sweetest. Their parents really accept one of their own, but they've never met my parents at all. So it's
parents have never met.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, we're probably, I don't know if we'll be giving away a spoiler or not, but I hope that they all meet during this season.
We're not ready for it.
Yeah, we ain't ready for that. We'll see.
Scenario.
Wait, and Shekeb, don't you have another brother or a sister? You have other siblings, right?
Yeah, I got 2 brothers. I'm the one in the middle. I have an older brother and I have a younger one.
But does Layla treat them like she treats you?
Absolutely not.
No.
They say that the middle child is always the one that's like neglected, but in my case, I'm the one that's more praised in my family. So yeah, it's funny, and it's funny. And my younger brother is married. My older brother is still single.
Emily, what about you? Are your siblings here? I know you just became a United States citizen, which is so awesome. Congratulations. Yay! That is like, I read that. I was so happy for you. That's a huge moment. It's
awesome.
Good for you. And what about your siblings? Are they here? Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, my brother. I have just one older brother. He's happily married, and my sister-in-law, she's awesome. They're great. They don't have relationship problems. It's a happy sunshine and rainbow. They're just like, Emily, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, my sister-in-law, she tries to give me relationship advice. But I mean, it's like, I'm like, girl, you have a happy, perfect relationship. You really can't give me advice. Like, you don't know what it's like.
I'm so glad to talk to you guys because it is funny on the show. I think you are left with like, I don't know, is Emily going to stay with him? Like, is this going to work out? And, Layla seems really, at times kind of mean to you. I can't wait for her to be on.
No, it's all the time.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Shekeb. You have like a thriving acting career, which I didn't realize until I started doing a deep dive on you. But you've been in some big things, The Haves and the Have-Nots, which Tyler Perry does, right?
Correct.
Okay, and then you were in a rock film. What was it, Rampage?
Oh yeah, the Rampage. That was nothing really big. I was just like a little featured extra on that one, but it was still something.
Yeah, well, you're getting like quite an IMDb list here of acting. So when did you start your acting career?
Funny story. I started when I was 17, and then I just got scammed by some random agency, and then I just quit. I literally just quit the whole dream about acting, and I did what my parents told me: pursue college, get your degree, do whatever you gotta do. So I've been acting for about 2 years now. It's been 2 years. I got an agent finally, and here I am.
Okay, so and what happened? They like you answer some call and it was totally like fake. Like what? I mean, what happened? You showed up and they wanted you to do porn, or like what was it? Like they were like, "Oh, hey, Shekeb, we're so glad you're here. Now this is a whipping contest." Like what happened?
No, they just asked for like money, and that's always a red flag and all that. So it's always it's a huge red flag. So I kind of got this pretty much just deep. I didn't get motivated anymore. Oh my gosh, my picture is showing up.
These are great. No, you've got like quite an act, and so you're going to continue to pursue that.
Oh, absolutely. Acting is really my passion, and that's another thing why this one right here is numero uno at times. Excuse me. I am sick. Sorry. She supports my career, so.
Yeah, I'm the one that encouraged you to pursue acting.
Excuse me.
You should thank me.
You do? Were you the one that got him into it, really? Like, got him back into it?
Yes, because, like, before he met me, he was not into social media. He had no idea that there were, famous YouTubers.
Difficult time of my life.
And when he met me, I was like, there's, like, all these, Instagrammers, and I was telling him about all the YouTubers I watch. And that's how he was like, oh, yeah, actually, I pursued acting. And I was like, yeah, you should do it. Like, you really should do it because there's so many people that are making money nowadays doing, untraditional things. And I think it's awesome.
And the cool thing about, what I love a mama's boy, it's the first time, not really the first time, but it's a good representation of Middle Easterns not represented as, no, like stuff like that. When you see media, it's not like that.
No, you know what? I love that. And that is something I think that, thank you for bringing it up, is a really great point, right? Because we get to see you, because you actually were born in Afghanistan, right, Shekeb? And then you ended up coming to this country how old were you when you guys came here?
Oh, man, how old? My mom just walked by. Can't even answer that. I don't even know myself. Maybe like 2 years old or 1 year old.
Really young. You're right. I mean, it's nice to see you portrayed, wholesome family, just a different light, like you were saying.
Right.
And have people reached out to you and said positive things about that in the Arab community? I think that is great.
Yeah, a lot of like Arab people, a lot of Afghani people, just Middle Easterns in general, or South Asians, even Koreans. They reached out to us saying like, we really love the show. It's entertaining, it's fun, and it's relatable. Especially in the Middle Eastern culture, we really hold high value to our mothers. Like we have this saying that heaven lays beneath the mother's feet. It's like paradise beneath the mother's feet. So we always gotta treat our moms with like queen. Oh, that was my mom. Yeah.
Emily, I'm getting that saying for you on a T-shirt. So
Oh, please don't do that to me.
you could now. You guys, obviously you're in Atlanta, but have you interacted with prior to this or during filming with some of the other couples? Because to be honest with you, some of the other couples, I mean, poor Matt and Kelly, have you guys been, and Kim, oh my Lord. I mean, they make Layla look hands off, I mean, she's getting manicures with him. They have sleepy time tea at night. Have you become friends with any of the other couples or you don't see them?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we haven't, met in person, but we definitely stay in touch on social media. And they're really awesome and sweet. And I'm
very
like,
sweet, very sweet.
Kim, look at you. I just want to, go through that. A little manicure. Like, that's nothing compared to me. That's a happy relationship, Kim. That's nothing.
Really? So you actually think Kim has it easier than
All have it easier.
Kim has the best
They
life.
don't get bullied.
No rent at that nice little house you live in.
I know. I'm
like, come
are
on.
they serious? This is no.
Yeah, I personally like Matt. I really do. Matt is a personality of his own. Like,
Yes.
I love him.
And
I love his
Kelly
guy.
seems like such a sweet mother. I mean, can I be Kim? Can I be in my relationship?
Chill.
Guys, but I would say of any of the couples, they've been questioned the most about if they're truly in love. And poor Matt has had to endure online a lot of people who question his sexuality. What do you feel their relationship is genuine, Kim and Matt's?
I feel like they are genuine. They're happy, and they're just such a cute and amazing couple.
Mm-hmm.
And to all the haters questioning that, please stop, because Kelly is such a sweet girl, and I'm not going to, I'm always going to be on her side and always going to support her. So, no, if you're here looking for tea, no, leave them alone.
Well, I'm always up for tea, but I mean,
seem to if they see a happy and cute couple, they always want to ruin it. Like, no, leave them alone.
At the end of the day, Matt and Mike, they're studs. I think he's like 6'3". Looks like he's a tall guy too.
Yeah.
With all due respect.
He's probably a very sweet, awesome boyfriend,
Yeah, he's like a very nice guy.
I mean, Matt really does. It's funny how you guys think Kelly, because I actually think Kelly is kind of the most, in a way, overbearing, because she just is like, they had the whole, I don't know, I feel like she makes him feel guilty because of his health issues as a child. I don't know. There's another layer that I don't know that you guys have to deal with. But anyway, and anytime you want to bring in Layla, we can totally bring her in. I mean, I'm just loving hearing all of your stories. But she's a trip. I also want to talk to Shekeb. Are you still modeling? You're acting, but by the way, you were a weightlifter. I love the weightlifting pictures from back in the day. You had the sickest tan I have ever seen. What were you eating back then? It couldn't have been much.
Good gracious. I did bodybuilding, and it's a very, very taxing lifestyle. For prepping up for a show, you have to diet for 4 to 6 weeks. And what you're doing is you're eating the same thing over and over again. Very timed, very planned. You're looking at tuna, you're looking at broccoli, you're looking at chicken. You literally, you get to a point where you just eat to function. You don't even care about the taste anymore. So that was my past life. That's what actually just gave me the confidence in life. I mean, I'm happy I did a show like that. Just to go on stage in your little tiny, teeny tiny underwear and do all this crazy stuff. It gave me a huge confidence, and it got me out of my shell. So bodybuilding is a beautiful sport. I still, to this day, love working out. It's therapy. It keeps you healthy. Maybe not today because I'm sick, but
Yeah, in general. I mean, oh my God. You two, I love the dynamic. Emily supports you. You guys you're acting, you might have to get back into weightlifting, who knows, or you need to endorse Gillette shavers, one or the other, whatever comes first. You guys, before we talk to Layla, how did you get cast? Okay. You're in Atlanta, which is the hottest place now. It's like the Hollywood of the South. How did they even find you guys? Or did you find TLC? Did they put out a casting?
Well, interesting. One day I was just going through the whole YouTube world, and I was bored. I came home from work late, laying in bed, and I saw an ad for "Are You a Mama's Boy?" I'm like, oh my God, man! This is something that I am a mama's boy. This is, the ad. I felt like the ad was speaking to me directly. Like, is someone targeting me or something? So I saw the ad, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is a good platform for the world to know about my life with my mom and my life with my mom and Emily. So in a way, I kind of seeked them, and I got a response a couple of days later, and I was real excited about it. And my mom was excited about it too. But
you didn't tell. I didn't ask for my permission.
Mom's permission comes first.
He just signed me up for this show. I have no idea. I'm going on with my life. And he tells me like months later that, he got a call back. I'm like, did you ask me? Like, I did not get consent.
So how close to Emily, when did you actually find out? Like, was it like a week before filming? Shekeb is like, oh, by the way, we're going to be on this show.
No, he told me like, oh, by the way, I got a call and, and he's like, oh, they, this network TLC, they, want us to be on a part of their show. But I'm like, okay, when you sign up? And he's like, oh, that was like months ago. I'm like, did you not think to ask me?
I told her last, It's
like, he didn't ask me if I want to be a part of it. He told me I'm going to be a part of it.
Oh, okay. So wait, Emily, because you do see, obviously Shekeb seems the one that's out there in the spotlight, right? And you seem more of like the anchor holding things down. So did you have any reservations about going on reality TV? Because like you guys have kind of talked about, you open yourself up to people saying anything they want, DMing you. So did you have any hesitations?
For sure. I mean, I'm like a 90-year-old grandma. Like, I know I'm like, in my 20s, but I really just never put my relationship on Instagram. Never was much of a, I like things to be private, so I was just never on, social media. I always kept things very, 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 just hidden. And it was just like, and when we even go on adventures, I'm the one taking pictures of him. He always likes being in front of the camera. I don't. If he takes pictures of me, it's like pictures of me on my back. I'm like, don't show my face. That's how, I get nervous of being in front of the camera.
She does hate the camera. That's the
funny
thing.
She really hates the camera. It gives me like,
I'm not even kidding.
I really just get nervous. And I'm like, okay, now it's like, it went from like taking pictures of just like being in front of the camera for a television show, like a reality show. It was just a complete 360. I was just so scared and hesitant. But I mean, like, he already signed it up. He didn't ask for my permission, bro.
Your contract was signed.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
wow. You guys seem very comfortable on camera. I mean, Emily, you can tell you are more of like the rock of the yin to Shekeb's yang, but you do a great job. I mean, you don't look nervous at all. And I think you speak up for yourself so well. I'm wondering, Emily, what was the first thing, like thinking back now that you're on the show and everyone is bringing every, red flag to light for you. What was the first incident that happened that you sort of were like, oh my God, Shekeb is truly a mama's boy? Like, was there an incident? Did he do something? Like, what happened?
I feel like it was definitely just finding out that he likes to be spoon-fed by his mom. I mean, that was just like, okay, the constant texting and the phone calls from his mom. I thought, just the little things I can just kind of bear with. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's like, that's cute, he texts his mom more than me. That's like, okay, that's fine. But like being spoon-fed by your mom and you're a grown-ass man, it's kind of like, is he serious right now?
I mean, wouldn't it be better to be spoon-fed by my mother than another woman? Like, come on.
That was just the icing on the cake. I was like, okay, he is like a mama's boy. I mean, like, I feel like Matt and Mike, I mean, they are a mama's boy, but I feel like it's more like, they like to spend time together. They like, they really appreciate and respect their mom. But I feel like Shekeb is like stage 50 mama's boy. Like, this is extreme.
Shekeb, do you want to clear this up? Because I also feel like, was this taken out of context or is this true? But, on the show, they make it sound like your mom bathed you until you were 12. I mean, is that the truth? Or was it like... Okay.
Well, hold on. You're done. No, the fact that my mom, she used to bathe me back when I was in like elementary school, but she would like come and go, like she would like bring me my supplies and here's the shampoo, make sure you get your bag, do this, do that. Over time as I hit puberty, obviously I kind of like laid away from that. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with your mom just taking care of you at some point of your life. But going back to the whole bathing part, now she didn't bathe me like thoroughly, if that makes sense. Like, it's like she didn't see everything like that.
I think we think of you in a bathtub with bubbles and your mom coming in and like washing your back with a face glove.
God.
Right.
That sounds accurate.
That's very accurate.
Oh, Lord.
I can picture that.
Oh, Lord. What do you say?
Oh my God, you guys are amazing. No, wait, did you guys watch any TLC shows prior? Because it's funny, there's sort of this campaign online for Colt and Debbie, from 90 Day Fiance to be on the show as well.
Yes,
We're a big fan of TLC. I mean, Dr. Pimple Popper.
Oh.
I showed Shekeb that I love watching that show. I mean, like, that's my favorite. 98 Fiance. I mean, so many shows on TLC are really good, but I mean, definitely not as, psychotic as our show. But I mean, TLC has some really good shows.
They do. They have amazing shows. I'm a huge fan. I can't wait for Welcome to Plathville to come back. I love Dr. Pimple Popper, but I just say to myself, how can these people, you let a blackhead turn into this giant hump? I mean, and then they try to cover it up with a towel. I'm like, no, we can't. Like, is anyone, no family member is saying, guys, I think you've got a carcinoma or whatever they call them. Let's pop that shit. I mean, anyway, that show is wild. But yeah, I love the online campaign for Colt and Debbie to be on it. And I thought, what a great crossover if they were to do a season. I mean, because they have an interesting dynamic as well.
Yeah, Colt's mom was a sweetheart. I love his mom.
You guys, have you met her in real life?
Oh, no. Just
Not that
through
famous.
TV.
No one cares about us yet.
Yeah, only through TV. I just love the way she speaks. Like, just the way her voice is. It's just amazing.
Oh, she has the most epic. I mean, she's made for reality television.
Yeah,
but I mean, she is overbearing. Like Colt, I mean, she's overbearing with Colt. It's like, it's too much, But I mean, not for you guys, not for you, Shekeb. You're like,
oh boy, I'm in a whole different zone right now.
Shekeb, do people give you crap on set? Well, this is going to take you to a whole new level. So when you go on set, because people probably had no idea, but now I feel like, are you worried about your acting career that everywhere you go, it's going to be, oh, hey, there's the guy, the mama's boy guy, are you concerned?
I got a lot of friends and I got a lot of coworkers that are now like, hey, mama's boy, where you at? They crack a joke here and there, but I'm like, I'd rather be remembered for something innocent than something negative in a way, I don't want to be like those type of Jersey Shore kind of guys that they used to think I was like some sort of Guido back in the day. I used to work out. I used to do gym, tan, laundry lifestyle, and they think like I'm all about drinking and smoking and doing this, doing that, which I don't do neither or. But I'm okay with the whole fact of being clowned on set or just with people being the mama's boy. I think
you're proud.
You are. I'm blown away. You truly are proud, which is interesting. I think that's great. You guys are perfect for the show because I would have thought maybe like after seeing yourselves you'd be embarrassed, but Shekeb, it seems like you're empowered. It's just
I got spins, but yeah. Don't get me wrong. There's hate comments too, but I look at hate comments and be like, you know what? I love it. Keep it going. Keep it going.
You totally embrace it on your social. I mean, I love your hashtags are hysterical. Like shave Shekeb you're using.
Oh, right.
So good. Right. Like you're trolling everyone. It's amazing.
Can't beat a troll, huh?
It's so good. Guys, is Layla there? Does she want to join us?
She's actually here. As a matter of fact,
okay. Let's bring her in. I cannot wait to talk to Mama Layla.
Would you like all three of us together?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
I'm going to have to squeeze her, my baby. Layla, don't get sick, guys. I'm going to bend a little bit. Here you go. I'll be right here.
Hello. Don't anything in the middle. Hi.
It's okay.
Layla!
Come sit by me.
There is zero space at the moment. I apologize. All right, we're good.
Emily, she needs her son in the middle.
Yeah, sure.
Layla, you are the runaway star of I Love a Mama's Boy. How are you enjoying your newfound fame?
I love it. I enjoy being with.
You do.
The moment in my life with my son, no matter what.
Layla, did you have any hesitations, though, about coming on TV? Were you worried that people were going to make fun of your relationship? I mean, you are so attached to your son. And I don't, Layla, do you have social media or no?
I didn't think so.
No, she doesn't have one platform.
Good thing you're off it. Are you concerned at all? Do you feel like embarrassed or no being on this show?
No. Of course not. I don't see anything wrong about it. This is my pure love for my son. What is wrong about it? I don't see wrong.
Well, Layla, I mean, lucky you don't have social media, but people do find that you are almost at times kind of mean to Emily. What do you say to that?
Well, I'm not mean to Emily. Sorry to say that she's here. I don't I'm honest the truth. I don't want my son to marry her. So I don't see my son with Emily. So I'm telling the truth.
Layla, if you had it your way, would you pick out his second wife? Like, would you do it again? Do you feel like you know who would be best for Shekeb?
I think so. I do.
You do.
For the record, she's not, a lot of people are saying that my mom's racist. She's not racist at all.
Oh, no. I love all people with all religions.
I know. I was going to.
She loves everyone except me. So,
well,
we're the last people to be
hate
racist.
her.
The last people.
She just hates me.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I promise. No, I don't.
I know, guys, I was going to ask you, because that's very difficult. I've been there. I've been accused of that. Anytime you're in the public eye, people can take anything anyway. I was going to ask you that, Shekeb, how difficult is it to hear that people say that online? Because people did really come for your mom, episode 1, saying that she was racist. And that's really hard to hear. How did you take that?
I mean, I took it, as I said, I don't know how I have a very different approach with comments. I took it with a grain of salt. Like, I know deep down, I know that my mom's not a racist. My mom's one of my mom's best friends is African American. One of her other friends are Asian. We have friends of all different ethnic groups. And the fact that people were to judge her for being racist because she didn't accept Emily, it's a little too much. So I think people just need to look. They're looking at things through a keyhole. You got to look at the big picture in a sense. Because my mom, at the end of the day, she is also a teacher too. So she's older, teaching, and she's in a very diverse school too. So
right.
Sorry.
No. Keep going. I thought that was fascinating. And I was going to ask you, Emily, how you felt, because a lot of people were defending you and then felt that Layla's comments were derogatory towards you. Did you find that, or do you feel like it's just Layla just doesn't like you?
Yeah, she just doesn't like me. It has nothing to do about other races. Like, that's not the point, people. They're focusing on the wrong thing. Like, she just doesn't like me. Like, no, like, come on, guys. Like, they're not getting it, Like, I'm the one that's getting bullied. I'm the victim here. Like, put the racist thing aside. Like, that's not the issue here.
No, that is absolutely wrong.
Layla, do you think there's any way that you and Emily, because clearly I don't know if you see it, but as a viewer, I feel like Shekeb and Emily really do have this great love for each other and supportive, relationship. Is there any way that you and Emily could come together, that you could begin to support her? Because it seems like your son really loves her.
Well, I try. I do my best, but I can't promise.
My mom does try every now and then. She does give some hope. So, I mean, she's...
It's good to be true. I'm telling the truth. I don't want to hurt her feeling. So I'm telling the truth. So...
Layla, what do you say to... Yes, keep going.
I'm not a person. No, I'm not. The people who knows me know how I am, who I am. But because of love of Emily, it doesn't make it sense. No, that is... I don't want my son to marry.
Also, when my mom wants me to marry a Muslim woman, being a Muslim woman, Muslim women come in different backgrounds too. There's Arab ones. There's actually Asian Muslims as well. There's actually Black Muslims. There's a lot of American converts that are Muslims.
Yes.
Emily is, she's just living her life. She has faith. That's all that matters. She has faith. But my mom still prefers a Muslim woman for me. But
I think she wants any woman but me.
Okay, Layla, what if Emily converts and becomes a Muslim? Will we any points?
Emily, deep down inside, like, I can't be not Emily. Like, that's the problem here, Sarah. You can't tell me to convert and she'll suddenly like me.
I know.
That's not how it works.
You're totally right, girl. I'm just trying to play out all the scenarios.
I know you're helping, but it's not helping.
Okay. No. Layla, the truth is, Layla, you have to back off. Layla, now these guys have even said that people have said they need therapy. Would you yourself go to therapy to let go a little of Shekeb and support their relationship?
I'm not so sure about it.
But that sounds like maybe. That sounds like there's a maybe.
Maybe. That is true. Maybe.
Okay, Emily, there's hope, girl. I'm on your side.
But I'm not 100%.
Like a relationship therapy.
Oh, well.
Not a mental one. I swear she's a normal person.
Me? Oh, course not. No,
Like a
I'm a
relation-
normal person.
Like a therapy for me, Emily, and you. How we get
Sarah,
along
we
together.
don't need therapy. We need a miracle here. Like, therapy is not going to do. Okay?
Emily, I know you are going to get Shekeb to move out. I know you are. He loves you dearly. He is going to move out. And Layla, we all adore you as a mom. We know the attachment that you have to your son. But I mean, don't you feel like even watching yourself feeding him as an adult, it's a little much? I mean, don't you think?
No, I don't think so.
We're still
And
babies.
until I'm living in this life, I definitely do it so often.
I could be 60.
What is? Yeah,
and she'll
of
still
course.
treat
If
me like
I
a
was
baby.
alive, no, you're not a baby. He's
Well,
very
not-
mature. He's very mature. He doesn't need my help on anything, but I love to do everything that I want to do for him.
Layla, is there a part of you that has some fear, though, that maybe what you're doing is going to end up driving your son away? And then if these two end up having a child and you have a grandkid, because you can't stop love, right? These two, if they're in love and going to be together, they're going to be together. Aren't you fearful that if you keep up this whole thing, that maybe Shekeb just does cut you off one day?
I don't think so. No. He's going to be with me for the rest of his life, for the rest of my life. I trust him.
Well, Layla, I'm going to be sending you. Now, one of the things online that people were joking about is you were trying to shave his back with a little CVS razor. I am going to get you a pack of these Gillette razors. I'm sending them. They're heavy duty, so they can really get through Shekeb's hair.
Wow.
I love to have that.
Oh, God. Layla, tell me this. What is I have one last question for you. What is it that kind of creates this bond? Because Shekeb is very proud to be a mama's boy. What is the one thing you did as a mother that sort of created this bond with your son that you guys are so close? What was it? Was it like reading to him every night, or you guys just hung out every day? How do you have this relationship with your son?
Well, I have a very strong relationship with my son, Shekeb. He's a very good son. He's always there for me when I need him. And also same thing. And, I enjoy being with him. He's a very good son. He's taking care of me more than my two other sons. So I love him with all my heart. And I don't want, anybody, as Emily or somebody else, to take his love for me. And I believe that, I'm sorry to say that, but I'm the one that always tell them, I have that feeling that Emily going to take my son away from me. Yeah. So I'm so sorry. I'm not. So I love to be with my son every day.
Yeah.
So often I love to do things. I don't care what people think, but I'm not an awful person. I love all people with all relatives.
Right.
I mean, we live together, but we're still, I'm still independent, but
He's very independent,
but,
very mature. He's a good son.
she just does things
I love to do it.
just because she wants to do it.
Well, and I think you nailed it. And I think so many parents have that fear too of that, someone is going to take away their child, that you guys have this really nice bond. Emily, does hearing that help you understand maybe more like Layla's? Sometimes obviously it does come off as mean, but do you feel like you can understand like maybe her fear and insecurity that she's sort of losing her son?
No, because you know what? She's describing me like an evil hawk, and I'm just preying on like an innocent bunny. Like I'm like, no. She's like as if like I'm like taking him away, far away from her, and I'm never gonna let her see him. Like I am not like what she describes me as. Like I'm not saying like she can never see him. I'm just saying like I just want to have an independent. Like we need some like freedom.
Yeah,
no, he's not. He's not independent. Like. I mean, she's just describing me as like I'm gonna like kidnap him. Like I'm like some like
it's
awful woman.
Yeah, kidnapping.
No, it's not kidnapping.
Okay, at the start of this interview, I thought you two were together forever. Now I'm not sure. Emily, you might have to run. You might have to run. Layla, Okay, we cannot wait to see more of you this season. I mean, much to Emily's, chagrin. She's like, no. But Layla, why didn't you go? I mean, we know you're married. Why didn't you go on Valentine's Day dinner with your husband? I mean, I cannot wait to meet your husband later this season. He must put up with a lot. Why don't you want to date your husband?
Well, I love my husband very much, but I love to spend more time, especially Valentine's Day, with the most loved one, which is Shekeb, with my son. My husband is a good man, but I love my son.
Oh my gosh.
She still does. Like they go on dates together too. My mom and my dad. They have a really cool relationship themselves. They're like that's the corny thing about it. They're like best friends, kind of like how me and Emily are best friends. So it's like, how is it not working with me and her? It's bizarre, but
oh my gosh. You guys, honestly, you're the runaway stars of TV right now. You are. I mean, we're addicted to watching. I mean, I cannot even believe all this is real. I'm hoping for Emily and Shekeb, but I mean, we're not sure if Emily can take it. No offense, Layla, we adore you, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Layla, thank you for being on the show. We can't wait to see more of you this season.
Thank you so much.
Shekeb and Emily, wishing you like nothing but the, I tried to have an Oprah moment, but I don't think it worked. So we'll hit commercial because this is, I thought maybe I could counsel you guys, but I don't think it's working.
Please don't.
Oh my God. So many things to look forward to. I can't wait. And Layla, are you excited or nervous to meet Emily's parents? Cause I think it's coming. What are you going to say to them after they've watched the show and they've seen you feed your son, go on Valentine's Day, shave his back?
Yeah, I love to see them. I haven't met them yet.
Oh my God. Well, it's going to be a moment. We have to capture that all on camera.
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know.
Well, guys, the show is so good. It's Sunday nights on TLC at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shekeb and Emily, can you promote, Shekeb, what's your social media? I know you are, a budding social media star. Where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the only Shekeb, as narcissistic as it sounds. Yeah, at the only Shekeb.
And Emily, are you giving out your social? I know you're more private.
I've been promoting on my Instagram at Emily HM Chu, and same on Twitter too, Emily HM Chu. I've been chatting with a lot of ladies. They've been giving me free therapy, which I appreciate. So keep it coming.
For real.
Oh my
I like it.
And Layla, do not get Instagram, girl. They'll be after you. They will be after you.
He's in charge on everything.
Okay.
So don't have to.
I get all the hate instead.
Guys, we love you. Congrats on all the success. We can't wait. We're fingers crossed for season 2. You guys are amazing.
We
Thank
appreciate
you
your
so
time,
much.
Sarah.
Thank you. It was awesome.